Mr. Hill, before we move things about, you explain to me, Mr. Anderson, just what you saw when you came here yesterday morning.
Father has handled it good. Are things just as you left them yesterday?
It's just the same. When it dropped below zero last night, I thought I'd better send Frank out this morning to make a fire for us. No use getting pneumonia with a big case on, but I told him not to touch anything except the stove. And you know, Frank?
Somebody should have been left here yesterday.
Oh, yesterday? When I had to send Frank to Morris Center for that man went crazy. I want you to know I had my hands full yesterday. I knew he could get back from Omaha by today as long as I went over everything here myself.
Well, Mr. Hill, tell us what happened when you came here yesterday morning.
Harry and I had started to run with a log of potatoes. We came along the road from my place, and as I got here, I said, I'm going to see if can't get John Reed to go in with me on a party telephone. I spoke to Rick about it once before, and he put me off, saying folks talk too much anyway, and all he asked was peace and quiet. I guess you know about how much he talks to himself, but I thought maybe if I went to the house and talked about it before his wife, though I said to Harry that I didn't know as what his wife wanted made much more difference to John.
Let's talk about it later, Mr. Hill. I do want to talk about that, but tell now just what happened when you got to house. Hill, I didn't hear or see anything. I knocked at the door and still it was all quiet inside. I knew they must be up. It was past 8 o'clock, so I knocked again and I thought I heard somebody say, "Come in." I wasn't sure. I'm not sure yet. But I opened this door, and there in that rocker sat Mrs. Hill. And there is that rocker sat Mrs. White. Well, ladies, have you decided whether she was going to quilt it or not?
We think she was going to knot it.
Well, that's interesting. I'm sure. Has the bird flown?
We think the cat got it.
Is there a cat?
Well, not now. They're superstitious, you know. They leave.
No sign at all of anyone. Haven't come from the outside. There's on rope. Now let's go up again and go over it piece by piece. It would have to have been somewhere or someone who knew just that.
She liked the bird. She was going to birdie in that pretty box.
When I was a girl, my kitten, there was a boy who took a hatchet. And before my eyes, and before I could get there, if they hadn't held me back, I would have hurt him.
I wonder how it will seem never to have had any children around. No, right, wouldn't like the birdie thing. He used to say he killed that too.
We don't know who killed the bird.
I knew John Wright.
It was an awful thing. Was done in a house that night, killing a man while he slept, slipping a rope around his neck that choked his life out of him.
His neck choked the life out of him.
We don't know who killed him. We don't know.
If there have been years and years of nothing, then a bird to sing to you, it will be awful. Still, after the bird was still.
I know what stillness is. When we homesteaded in Dakota and my first baby died after he was 2 years old, and me with no other then.
How soon do you suppose they'll be looking for the evidence?
I know what stillness is. The law has got to punish crime, Mr. Hale. We must not take on getting a chance to fix. I must have known. Yeah.
I might have known she needed help. I know how things can be for a woman. tell you it's queer, Mrs. Peters. We live close together and we live far apart. We all go through the same thing. It's all just a different kind of same thing. If I was you, I wouldn't tell her. I wouldn't tell her her fruit was gone. Tell her it ain't. Tell her it's alright. Take this on to prove it to her. She may never know whether it was broken or not.
My, it's a good thing the men didn't hear us. They could have just laughed, getting all stripped up over nothing, like a dead canary, as if that could have anything to do with would have they laughed.
They're coming.
Well, I got the team around. Pretty cold out there.
Well, I'm going to stay here by myself. You can send Frank out for me. Can't do it. I want to go over everything. I'm not satisfied that we can't do better.
I want to see if Mrs. Peters is going to take in.
Well, I guess they're not very dangerous thing the ladies have picked up. No, Mrs. Peters doesn't need supervising. For that matter, a sheriff's wife is married to the law. Ever think of it that way, Mrs. Peters?
Not just that way. Married to the law.
Married to the law. I just want you to come in here a minute. George, we look at this windows. Look at these windows.
Oh, those windows?
We will be right out, Mr. Hale.
At least we found out that she was not going to cut it. She was going to what? Is it you call it, ladies?
We call it naughty, Mr. Anderson. Recording teacher. Too much film, man.
Serious? Why are you guys recording?
She liked the bird. She was going to. I say
She's going to bury it.
birdie. Birdie. All right, do it again. Do it again. All right. Alright, seriously.
We don't know who killed.
Do you want to see what Miss Do you want to see what Miss Peters is going to take in?
Oh, good.
No, I don't like it.
Stop it.